Hello Gemini, Gemini Rising, and Gemini Moon people. This is your weekly astrological and card horoscope for the week starting April 24th, 2017. And a quick reminder for you Gemini people out there, remember I do have a special video up on how the next few weeks are going to go as Venus comes out of her shadow period. You can find it as a feature video on the main channel page. And of course, if you ever want to get a session, you can always follow the links below or go to integrativemysticism.com. So what is going on with your astrology this week? Well, Gemini, early on in the week we've got Mercury retrograding all the way back into Aries, into your 11th house of friendships and social networking, where Mercury retrograde is probably much better to have. I'll put it that way. There are a couple places in our astrology charts, and House 11 is one of them when it comes to how, oh, we want Mercury retrograde here. It's going to go well here. Nothing bad can come out of this. And that is the nice thing about having Mercury retrograde in your 11th house. And that is why it's important to know where Mercury retrograde is in your chart. Don't just go with, with sweeping general collective scopes. Always know where it falls in your chart. Now, with it's in your 11th house of friendships and social networking, it is going to be connecting to Saturn, also retrograde in your 7th house of partnerships. And this is a time to reunite. This is a time for reconnection. And when we talk about reuniting, well, we may be fixing up or patching up a fractious relationship with a close one-on-one person, whether it's a business partner, a roommate, best friend, a lover, something that's been kind of a bit tense, maybe a little bit absentee, a bit distant. Something that's been going on between you and this person does need to patch up. And there's a reason this person is still in your life, even though things have been a bit fractious. And luckily with this Mercury retrograde trying to Saturn retrograde, whatever rules, edicts, or even, just silly boundaries that we put up for self-protection are coming down for both of you. And again, you could be getting your, this person, your bestie, your sweetheart, or just this really good person back in your life and finally having water under the bridge. Later on in the week, we've got a new moon in Taurus in your 12th house of your past, your privacy, your hidden zone, and everything you've got going on behind the scenes. And this would be a great opportunity over the next 2 weeks to perhaps get ready to debut, especially after the 4th of May, to debut something you have been working on behind the scenes, whether it's a publishing project, maybe a new website, maybe some kind of creative opportunity you're trying to monetize. A new moon in your 12th house can also indicate some opportunity for a personal spiritual awakening that may actually start this week, but not fully culminate until we get into, again, early May. So what is going on with your cards this week? Well, for your spiritual advice, we have the card of the Fairy Norn. And this card is talking about a need to pay attention to where teamwork needs to be stronger this week, or learning to partner up, or welcoming more friends and people in your life. It's one of the cards, and I've been saying this a lot to people I've been doing readings for too, because this is a huge message, I think, for a lot of folks, and especially a lot of the world. Where have you lost the village in a world where it takes a village? It takes a village to raise a child, it takes a village to support a marriage, it takes a village to support any kind of, collective endeavor. And I think that with the Fairy Norn, we're talking about getting more cooperation back in. And again, that kind of makes a lot of sense when we look at the astrology. We're talking about not only reconnecting you with stronger friendships, but also strengthening friendships that may have been challenged, over recent weeks and months. And you've got to be willing to welcome in that assistance. It's not something that is it should not hurt your pride. Basically, it should not hurt your pride. It's not a sign of weakness, but also at the same time, Gemini, I think that you do need to have more emotional availability with these folks because they're finally waking up to having that emotional availability with you. For your Earth sector, when it comes to your work and finances, we've got the Lover's card reversed, which is an interesting card because this does indicate some kind of separation going on at the workplace, but it's not actually happening in like a tragic sense. But you may be noticing that there's kind of a split going on at the office this week. There may be a boss, or maybe even a department head actually taking their leave, but it's also making some opportunities for people to shuffle about, promotional opportunities and all those things, kind of a domino effect. And the Lover's card reverse may also indicate that there is an opportunity coming for a lot of you who are not even job hunting, but certainly those of you who are, that would make you consider betraying, or maybe walking away from a commitment you're about to make, financially or in your employment situation. The Lover's card reverse is not indicating whether or not this is a good or a bad decision. I would ultimately check my rising and my moon sign to find out. But I do think with the Lovers card reversed, there is a reason that we're not supposed to be making a hard and fast commitment here right now. Whether it's just because we need a better alternative or something to leverage a negotiation with, it's coming up for you. Either way, it will be profitable. For your communications with air, when it comes to your friends, your relatives, the others in your life, we've got the World card reversed. So again, you and a friend or you and a relative are going to be working on something that got started but never finished, or never fully got started between the two of you. Whether this is some kind of big dream project, big dream adventure, or just something purely recreational, the World card reversed is saying we need to be putting that, knocked over a stone, putting that back on the table for you this week. Oh, and the computer's back on, all the lights. We're putting that back on the table for you this week, essentially. And with the World card reversed, I kind of feel that maybe what is happening is that, again, we kind of abandoned this prematurely. I wonder if maybe our, again, if things have been tense, we kind of dropped it when we know this is the right person for the job anyway. I think we get busy also, between lovers, kids, and day jobs and things like that. But this is coming back on the table for a reason. And you do need to let it be back there. For your challenge this week with fire, we do have the Queen of Cups, reversed. Not exactly an easy challenge to deal with because it does center around one person who may be very difficult to deal with or take some space from. Because the Queen of Cups reversed does usually show up as the master of the career victim guilt trip. We all know at least one person like that in our lives. The Queen of Cups reversed can often show up, yes, as a water sign, a Cancer, a Pisces, or a Scorpio, or somebody with those qualities. But most importantly to know about the Queen of Cups reversed is that, again, she has kind of made it her lot in life to be a bit of a latch-on, be a bit of a cling-on. And this may be somebody who you find is starting to become a very, very big drain, whether it's a drain on your energy, a drain on your finances, a drain on your time. And the Queen of Cups reverse can also indicate somebody who may be a bit vindictive about it. If you find out that people are saying that you're being mean to them when you're not being mean to them, when somebody's saying, oh, they're a terrible friend, they're being neglectful, they didn't cater to my every whim when I, feigned this nervous breakdown. This is the kind of person the Queen of Cups reverse can be. However, with the Queen of Cups reverse, it's also about identifying where you just need to understand that there are people who do make a lifestyle out of that, and you can walk away from them. For your emotions with water and your romantic life, we've got the Magician reversed. This card is kind of interesting, because for those of you who are single Geminis, I'm going to warn you right now, the Magician card reversed is somebody who does know how to push all the buttons to make us feel like they're a good match. And this week we may actually need to be a bit more scrutinizing with people, because the Magician card reversed is the type of person that, again, they kind of do their homework. Now, whether he or she is trying to be a player, or they are simply somebody who is doing, trying to get into a relationship as fast as possible, the issue on principle here is the insincerity. Again, it's I'll say and do whatever it takes to get you to like me. Now that could be insecurity. That could just be a perfectly good person who's perfectly insecure and they just need to work on that. Or it could be a pathological liar. So it's important to see what this is. If you've already got somebody in your space, this is not talking about them. This would be talking about somebody new. Somebody we should probably just take with a grain of salt. For those of you who are currently coupled, well, you know what? The Magician card reverse can indicate it may feel like our partner is being a bit fake this week. But again, watch out, because he or she may not necessarily be trying to be fake with you. In fact, you may be noticing that they're kind of donning on a different personality to fit into a new group or a new social squad or crew. And that might actually be sort of a, its own quiet cry for help. But in this case, it's not necessarily about punishing our partner. Well, why the heck do they need to feel like they need to go and don on this costume to hang out with the guys or fit in with the girls? Maybe it's not your partner. Maybe it's that group. So that is your horoscope, Gemini. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it. And of course, if you ever want to get a session, you can always follow the links below, or go to integrativemysticism.com.